there's a lot of aspiring VTubers out there. Do you have any tips or word of advice for people who want to get into VTubing?
It's very hard to stand out. You need to find a way to stand out in a way that makes it very creative and also very enjoyable.
What's up, everyone? This is Frostyfrog from Frostyfrog.net, and you are currently listening to VTuber Spotlight. More people than ever are watching or becoming VTubers, and on this show, I sit down with promising VTubers to get to know them a little bit better and to listen to their story about what it's like to be a VTuber.
Hello, and welcome. Today I have with me my friend Hydrakk. Would you be willing to tell me a bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Hydrakk. I don't know much about myself other than I am water. I stream on Twitch, mostly VR chat, War Thunder, and other random things. Gosh, I don't know much, honestly. I never really think much about who I am. I am just a scuff person. That may or may not be water.
That may or may not be water. Does this water aspect have anything to go ahead and do with your Switch working or not working?
Maybe.
So you did mention that you play Switch games. What kind of Switchy things do you like to play?
Oh, I didn't say Switch games. I meant like other stuff.
Oh, like a variety
Switch, actually.
Variety content type of stuff is what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
That stuff, yeah. Variety. I don't know. I'm not a very professional streamer.
I mean, you go ahead and look at even some of the big people, and are some of them professional streamers?
That is a fair point.
But with that being said, you've got to have had, like, even professional or not, you've got to have had some, some favorite moments of being a VTuber. What are your, favorite moments? What's your favorite thing that's happened to you?
I'm not entirely sure. I can't exactly narrow it down fully. I guess just finally getting to see all sorts of dreams you wanted to do with an existing avatar come to fruition. Like, say, mostly when it comes to like alternate outfits, such as this one here, which is meant to be a cosplay of a Murder Drones character. And aside from that, just something about seeing what people have ideas for with your avatar. It's just something about that really warms my heart.
The fact that other people are coming up with these ideas for your own avatar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That and stuff like, I don't know, like, I was really happy with doing all sorts, with doing the standard avatar reveal things that happened, like when I had to reveal the 2.0, which is this avatar. I had a lot of fun with that.
Okay, so avatar reveals. That does kind of bring me to my next question. So a lot of VTubers build up a lot of hype around avatar reveals, model reveals, sometimes to the point of having community goals for a new model that they're going to bring up on Straighten. What are some, with that being in mind, are there any sort of major things that you've been able to accomplish with your community where it's not just you working towards a goal, but you and your community?
Well, in relation towards the avatar reveal thing, how I revealed it was through a lot of help creating a trailer for it. To do that, I had to spend a lot of time with quite a few of my friends to gather enough footage for it, for the avatar reveal, and just making it into a way that fit with my OC's lore, as she is this character named Abigail. She's meant to be what's it called? She's meant to be a dragon's herald and also a artifact hunter. An artifact hunter. That's the thing I was looking for. So the trailer was basically just exploring a bunch of ancient ruins. And then she would stumble upon a portal, and then in the portal she would become the 2.0 avatar. Aside from that, though, which took quite a bit of community help, one of my favorite things was actually just Lethal Company and a lot of just hosting community events in my own server. Those have all really helped with bolstering a community's health, I think.
Okay, that's really cool. And Lethal Company is a lot of fun. So you mentioned that your character's...
It honestly is.
So you mentioned that your character's name is Abigail. Do you put on some form of character?
What do you mean by character?
So like some VTubers, like especially the corporate or the agency VTubers, will go ahead and put on a character. It's not them like speaking as themselves, their own person, but they are speaking as their VTuber, as their character. So things like, Galguda, she's a shark, right? So do you put on a character when you're streaming, or maybe even like roleplay from time to time?
I try to, but I'm not the best at role-playing, and I kind of view that as role-playing. So I try to. I'm not the best at it, so I usually just kind of let my OC be, let people see my OC and assume that's who I am. When most of what I do really is not roleplay at all. I don't. What you see from my personality is genuine. I don't really hide anything.
Okay.
So short answer is no.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah, whatever works.
Let's see here. How do I want to word this? That's another problem, because I wrote these down and I'm like, how do I want to word these?
Oh man!
Like, how do you transition from one to another? But another question that I do have is, so you've been VTubing for quite a while now. This is, as you mentioned, your 2.0 avatar. There's a lot of aspiring VTubers out there, many of whom haven't even done a debut or any sort of stream or content, really. do you have any tips or word of advice for people who want to get into VTubing?
Do you want the brutally honest approach or the softer approach?
Whichever you think would help out the most.
Well, admittedly, VTubing has been such a rise in popularity thanks to, in part due to these big corporate VTubers, as well as people like Aura for the VTuber for Opera GX. So many people want to be like that now that it's very hard to stand out. So I guess the main tip I'm going for here is you need to find a new way. You need to find a way to stand out in a way that makes it very creative and also very enjoyable. Like there's an example of someone that I've been looking at Twitter. I can't exactly remember their name, unfortunately, but they're a VTuber and their entire aesthetic, it reminds me of these really old cartoons. I wish I remembered their name, but it looked exactly like those really old cartoons that we watched, that you would have watched in like the 90s, 80s, around that era, maybe a little older.
I've seen a couple like that. One of them I've seen has kind of looked like Cuphead design type of stuff.
Yeah, like that. But yeah, that's an example of just how far I think people, if you really want to hit it big and aspire and to be hitting it big with a VTuber, I feel like that's kind of how far you need to go now.
So, to kind of summarize what you said, it's less about... To kind of summarize what you've said, it's don't follow what everyone else is doing, but be yourself. Be something that is completely different. Don't copy what other people are doing, because you'll just be buried in the mud.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And speaking of being buried in the mud... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's definitely for the best to just don't try and follow whatever new e-girl avatar thing is new norm or whatever. Just be yourself. And while you're at it, have fun. VTubing can be a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And speaking of the whole being buried in the mud thing and trying to stand out, where can people find you? Like, where are you? If you know what I mean.
Easiest way to find me is on Twitch. I stream every week. Name is Hydrakk TW. I want to go with just Hydrakk for a name, but for some strange reason I can't, so I had to put the TW on. But hopefully maybe Frosty will put a link somewhere in it. I don't know. But regardless, Twitch is the easiest place to find me. Otherwise, I'm usually on Discord. With the same name of just Hydrakk.
And I'll go ahead and make sure to include links in the description and the the transcript that goes out. But as we sign off for the day, is there anything you'd like to say to our fans, whether it's mine, yours, or the VTuber community as a whole?
I want to say something, I just can't exactly put it in words right now. Gosh, my freaking brain. My brain is short-circuiting. Give me a second here. Oh, man. I guess the best thing I can tell you is just never forget who you are. Never forget where you started from. Because there's a
Okay.
lot of people who love you, who would love to see you. Who would love to see you blossom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, with that being said, I think that about wraps things up here. I don't know. I haven't thought of how to close these off yet, so I'll probably think of something later. But yeah, that was the questions. So thank you for joining me on this thank you for joining me on this little interview for the VTuber Spotlight, and
Thank you for having me.
yeah, I look forward to seeing
I
you.
guess it is
around.
actually kind of a first for me.
I mean, first for me too. You're the very first in season 1. Very first.
I cannot believe this. Normally I'm like the last person.
Well, that's what I want to do with the whole VTuber Spotlight thing, right? There will be a last person, per se, of a season, but it's not like the last person is going to be the small kid on the block, right? The whole point of doing the
Right.
VTuber Spotlight is to give people of all sizes equal opportunity, and in the schedule I've mixed it up so that we have small content creators, medium, and large content creators just sort of all mixed in.
Right.
And that way, from one week to the next, you never know if it's going to be a smaller creator or a larger creator. The only thing that is
Okay.
more likely to happen is the larger creators might be on the last side as a grand finale, but you never know who's in between.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of VTuber Spotlight, and we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's Spotlight, don't forget to drop a like, and if you want to be here for the next one, don't forget to subscribe. I meant subscribe. Anyways, thank you, and have a good day.